Okay.
All right, we're live, guys. Hey, everybody, how you doing? We got some exciting news for you tonight. It's not just two of us tonight; it is three of us.
What's up?
So you're gonna get a very good treat. Hey, I'm John,
I'm Jermaine.
I'm
and
Zach.
we have a special guest, Zach.
Zach or
Yeah.
ZG by the logo.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Hey, guys. So what we're gonna talk about tonight? What y'all want to talk about tonight?
Let's talk about what would happen if they had to start over from scratch. What you think?
Started from the
That's
bottom,
a
now
great
we're
one.
here.
I mean, a lot of people are in that situation. So
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to ask you this. So, if I had to start over with a 420 credit score again, here's what I would do to get to 750 plus in 60 to 90 days. So, gentlemen, what would we do? So, who want to go first?
I started off. If I so this is like talking to my younger self here. If I was starting over and I had a 420 or 4 something like that, what I would do, first thing I would do is I would definitely fix my credit. I would find somebody who has a good track record of fixing credit, who knows what they're talking about, who knows what they're doing, and I would have them review my credit report. That would be the first thing I'll do. Right? That would be the first thing. So, I mean, you want me to keep going? I'll keep going.
Yeah. Because
All right.
the reason I believe if it's the same as mine, the reason why you're thinking I would get somebody like we do to fix it is because speed. You
Right.
want speed and accuracy.
that's definitely pay for speed. Yeah.
Yep. They know what they're doing. I don't. That's not at that moment. I don't specialize in it, so I don't want to mess it up. I want to get it done. Speed, right? So after that, once I was fixed that credit, then I would start building the credit. So no, whatever how long it took me to mess that credit up, I know it's not going to be fast to fix it. So I would start building it. So I would get another. Here goes another one. I would get somebody who knows how to strategically do these things and build the credit. So they would tell me how to do it. I'm gonna say credit. They would give me some credit builders, tell me what credit unions the partner to get credit cards from to build my credit up to a point where I look fundable, right? And then then somewhere in there I would start a business because we know, I mean, even from the basically this country is built for businesses, not for the average person, right? So you get more tax breaks for your business. So I would start that LLC, get that EIN at the same time of fixing the credit, building the credit, give it some time pass between so my credit will build up, and then start off with my first round. Go to somebody who knows a business funder, somebody that knows how to get funding, and get them to start off my first round of small amount of funding and start my business. That's what I would do.
Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's talking about he wants speed. He wants to get somebody else to fix his credit, and then at the same time, he just threw a caveat to you guys. He said he's gonna get him an LLC. So while you're getting your credit fixed, you can also build up your LLC with his credit, and then you can also be fixing on your credit at the same time. So, and that way you can get funded both ways. You can get funded personally, and then you can get funded on your business side. And then, guys, after we talk about this, then we're gonna go around and how did we fund ourselves and what did we do with the money and things of that nature. All right, Zach, you up, my man?
I mean, he made some really good points. Definitely, you want to talk to somebody that's been through the trenches and knows what to do. So yeah, you definitely got to look at that credit report. You know, you got to diagnose the sickness before you can have the cure. So you got to see where you're at and go from there. I would definitely, I don't know what everybody's situation, but I believe if you're in the 400s, you're probably not bringing in a lot of income, or you have some money issues. But definitely it pays to figure it out, find the money, invest in yourself, and pay an expert, because if you can get it done in 90 days, you could be sitting on 50 50,000 to 100,000 in funding. So, speed is very important.
Yep, definitely. Yep, definitely.
And like Jermaine and I, we told our stories in one of the first episodes. Guys, I was sick for about 15 years, and so what happened was, I got tired of watching all that Netflix and all that kind of stuff, and then I started going to YouTube University and learning some things. So I was able to fix my credit on my own, but it took me a while, and I made a lot of mistakes in the process. And so that's why we're saying you want to hire somebody simply because you want to get it done correctly and you want to get it done fast, because it depends on what you need. Most 9 out of 10 when people come to us, they're needing things done, right away. They've been messing up their credit for what, 5-10 years, and then when they come to us, how quick they want it, guys?
Yesterday.
Yeah, they want it yesterday. They be like, "Hey man, I gotta have this money tomorrow." I'm like, really? So speed is the key, ladies and gentlemen. So let's segue to, okay, so we know we all have funded other people. Let's talk about some of the funding we've done for ourselves. What have you done for your funding?
So, well, I've been doing this for, I guess, a couple of years now. So with the help of a mentor, and got to stress that fact, with the help of a mentor who guided me in the right way to do it. My first business, my first personal cards, I actually got probably about 100-something thousand in personal cards, which was, to me at the time, was amazing. I mean, I come from that, that mindset of don't have that many credit cards. The only time you use a credit card, and we all been there. The only time you use a credit card was for emergencies. You only pull it out when you around Christmas time or something like that, right? So for somebody to tell me to get personal credit cards was amazing. So then my first business card, John Zach, my first business card was 75,000. I didn't know what to do with. I didn't know what to do with myself, man. 75,000. First of all, you talking about a working person with a job, and you think, and when you working, you got the job and you feeling good because you got the job, but you always wondering, how do people get lump sums of cash or money or what they can use? My first business card was 75,000. So I funded myself. So at that point, I had probably about 200-something thousand, and from there it was, getting better with knowing how to fix the credit, how to have my credit, what position it needed to be in, how to leverage the credit, how to fill out the applications. Because once you get something like that, you want to know more, right? How do I get more of this, right? So how to leverage those credit the credit applications, and then added some more, started a business or two, started off small because I still was nervous. I got a lot of money. I never had that much credit before. So I didn't want to go mess it up, right? You hear these horror stories. So started off small, started off some online. But now, tell you that, mind you, I think I did the right thing. I took that credit and reinvested it back into mentorships. At first, it was hard because my first mentorship was $700, and I was like, wow, $700? That's a lot. You know what? That was the best $700 I've ever spent. Then opened my mind up to, if I want to get to where I need to get to faster from hearing all these different things, people, I got to spend some more. So I took one of the other business cards, spent $15,000. That was, and I think I said that too fast. That guy that was a mentor, he was like, my mentorship is $15,000. I said, okay, where I pay? He's like, well, if you pay today, I'll do it 12. I said, well, I just told you I was going to pay. But he actually already dropped the price. He didn't know nobody was ever going to pay that fast.
You're still selling, huh?
Right. He's still selling because nobody goes that fast, right? Because most people's hesitant. But I already had gotten the mindset that he has the information I need. I got the best. I paid this best 700 ever paid for using this credit to build my intelligence and my mindset up. I was ready to go. And ever since then, I use it for mentorships and different things, and it just paid off. So I got the credit, use it for mentorships and coaching, and here we are to this day, still moving, and started a few businesses. And now, as we talked about before, got a whole clinic, opened up a medical facility, and and moving. Yeah, moving.
Awesome. What about you, Zach?
Yeah. Well, on the personal side, between the personal side and the business side, probably close to 130, 140. And then business vehicles, I was in the rental game. So I had about $250,000 in business auto loans. So that's a good amount of funding right there, on
Yeah, definitely.
300,
Oh,
400.
that's some good
300,
good money.
Yep, definitely big money. It's that type money that normal people don't have, but you got the leverage that you can do whatever you want to do with now, though.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it only grows. It only grows from there. So yeah,
Correct. So guys, I started off. I paid for some mentorship first. So I started off with about 35,000 in mentorship, and then I did another 10 and another mentorship, and then I went and got some funding for. I got my son some lawn care equipment, and then we bought some other things for a business we already had, and so all of that turned around, and OPM using other people's money. That was the bank. That was the other people. Then you turn around and cleaned all that up and got all that stuff paid off. And that's what people need to understand. When you're using other people's money, which is the bank, especially if you can do it at 0% interest. My head blew up when they said 0% interest. I was like,
That's
what?
money you can get.
So I said, how long I got to? They say 12 months, 0% interest. I was saying in my mind, I was calculating how much money you can make to do this, how much my son need to do this. I was calculating everything.
Entrepreneur, man.
Like, oh, yeah, we can do that. So that we hit the ground running, and so it's been an awesome experience. But like I say, my credit score got real. It didn't get to the 400s. It was like in the 530s or something like that. Because once again, I was sick. I went from 100% income down to 60%,
wow,
down to 30% because of long-term, then short-term disability. And man, I was hurting, boy.
Yeah.
And so I've always known how to make money. That ain't never been a problem. It's just that when I started learning not to just use cash all the time, using my own money.
That's the one. That's it right
That's when another switch went off. I was like, I've been hustling, using my money the whole time. And then I put myself in the strain because I needed it. Sometimes the business went real good. My sister and I, we should sell glow lights in the summertime at different events. And I mean, it would be crazy because we would be the only vendor there. And we would have like 6, 7 people out, spread it out, setting the glow lights. And I was like, man, if we would have had some more money in the beginning, we could have had more glow lights because we sold out. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 times we kept selling out. And we was like, but we was making good money. But the only thing about it is like the next event was bigger and bigger. But once again, we was capped on the money. If you only got $10,000 to buy the glow lights, but you could have used, we could have spent $30,000 and made a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? But once we learned about 0% funding, we was past that. That's when we was in real business then. But if I'd have known about that back then, man, that was skyrocket. That's big time.
Yeah. That was, what you said, you made a good point. If you'd have used 30, you'd have went bigger. But you know how so many people get caught up. Well, like I'll tell you what happened with us. Once we got the hang of getting the funding, fixing the credit, getting the credit back in order, and then harvesting and getting more funding again, we got in the habit of just doing that. We wasn't even doing anything with it. So we got like this thing where we just getting credit. It was like, hold on, wait. What did we get it? We're getting it for a reason. So then it clicked in my head. You know how many people don't know what to do with the funding, even if they get it? So that might be the where the fear and even getting credit to begin with? What do I do with it when I have it? If I have it, I'm going to spend it on the wrong thing. Like they don't have any control over their self. You know what I mean? You have control, right? You control your own self. But then there was a thing back in the day called a business plan and all these things that they don't talk about much no more, right? So if you get a good business plan with a good business, you use the funding for that. But so the fear of not knowing what to do with it is sometimes the reason why people don't even get it, which is amazing, right?
I've had that recently happen where people are like, I want to do this. I want to do real estate investing. And the person was telling me that they only wanted 10,000, the fear of having to pay it back. But it's like, he said he wanted to fix and flip. And I had another one that wanted a wholesale. And it's like, I talk to people in the game, they want you to spend three to 5,000 a month in marketing. So it's like, you're going to be cashed out before you even get a deal.
Right. Yep. Right. Exactly.
I was talking to it's just time and time again when I'm talking to clients, I'm always number one thing. I never hear anything the first 20 minutes. I heard nothing about marketing. I was like, you don't have a marketing budget? And I said, you just want 50,000, and you already told me your equipment and what you're trying to do. That's gonna put you at 40 to 45,000. And you said nothing about marketing.
Yep.
Exactly. You said nothing about if this thing really takes off, I need to buy some more inventory. Back to, because I'm always thinking about that, because remember I said about the glow lights.
Yep.
We had 10,000, but we could have used 30. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I'm always thinking about that with the clients. I'm like, look, it's more things you got to add to this thing other than what you're thinking about. And then what if it don't go so well when you first get started, and then you need to coast, you need some help for 2 or 3 months. So that's why you need to get 100 instead of 50. That's not saying you got to spend the whole 100. It's just saying you got a cushion.
You got to have
a land in place. You see what I'm saying? Whether they go good or bad, you got some cushion. But if you just only get what you think you need, that was messed a lot of businesses up, because they say 40% of businesses fail because lack of funding. You're supposed to be constantly searching for funding.
Right.
Capital, building up, getting you some capital. 30, 60 days, you're supposed to be, boom, looking for some more capital.
More growing. Exactly. Growing. But then when you get that, because it's a shame. A lot of people out here still using their own cash, like you were saying. Yep. But credit is used is mainly so you get rewards. You get your rewards for using credit. And then you're building up your internal banking scores and your relationships with the banks so you can constantly grow. If you're in a business that you don't think is going to grow the next year, then that's not the right business to be in. Most people get attached emotionally to their business, right? But it's not. You're not supposed to be emotionally attached. A business is a business. If it's not generating revenue and not growing, then you get out of it, because it's bleeding you dry. So you gotta, if it's growing, keep getting the funding and grow it. If you don't think it's gonna grow, get out of it. There's too many other things you can do.
Yeah, but you just hit on something very important: relationship building. A lot of times people come to us, like I say, they did a lot of cash. I got a client right now. They've been paying cash for, I think, about 20 years for everything. Yeah. Their highest credit card that they have is $3,000. The line of credit is $3,000, but now they want $250. Yeah. It's like, we got to do some build up on your structure, your profile. We got to build up your data points.
I get a lot of people like that, man. Yeah. They're like, I only have 2,500 worth of credit cards. Can you give me 500 grand? Like,
right.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Before you run.
Talk about that. Hey, let's talk about that for a minute to let people really understand about data points, profile.
Well, I mean, if I was going to ask you for money, would you give me money if I never proved to anybody that I could pay you back? Like,
right.
I lent you $20 and now you want $2,000,
right.
Same thing. On a business, it's much higher amounts, but similar concept.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. It's to the point where it's the idea of it is if you only have what you say 3,000 in credit or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So
yeah.
3,000 in credit. So far as 3,000 in credit in personal credit cards is what the bank sees, the lender sees as how your experience with credit. So your 3,000 is your experience with the credit. Then with like Zach, what you said, now they want 400, 500,000, but you only showed that you only have experience with 3,000. Exactly. Why would they give it to you? You have to show, we can help them show that they have more experience with credit. So say if you have 50,000 in credit, then you have experience with 50,000. Then when you go to the bank, ask for 100,000, they say, okay, you did good with 50 for the last year. Yeah, we can give it to you. Because if you only had 3, I'm not going to be the first person to give a person who already had $3,000, 100,000, because you're going to get too happy and spend on the wrong thing, right? So, blow that money. So yes, you gotta build up that experience with your credit and get more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta cut to a commercial break.
I wanted to touch on that one thing real quick. You guys were talking about the credit card, and yes, you should always be using credit cards. It's more secure because if something happens with the debit card, it's harder to dispute. So if you have any kind of fraud or have a skimmer at a gas station or something like that happens, it's a lot harder to get your money back on a debit card than it is to get on a credit card. So you're more protected, more secure. It's just a better way. You should be using your credit card for everything. There's not really a reason to be using a debit card. So I just wanted to circle back on that one.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, somebody told me it's kind of like being in the hood with $10,000 cash, walking around with it in your hand, using a debit card. Because once again, like you said, you can be at the gas pump, you hit one of them bad skimmers, they wipe out all your money in your checking account, and they can wipe it out of your savings account. And then you go to the bank, they're gonna say, oh, well, it might take about 2 weeks, may take a month because we got to do an investigation, and your money is stuck. But if it's tied to my credit card, I can call American Express, I can call Visa, MasterCard. In 24 hours, they'll have me another card. The man be knocking at my door, handing me my new card. And my balance, whatever they stole, they just stole.
Yep.
I learned that one. I had to learn it for myself. So
yeah.
So
yeah, we actually, matter of fact, we got some mail about a couple of weeks ago. We get mail about once every 3 months from the Alabama. It's Alabama, some federal something. But anyway, somebody had. That's what happened to us. Somebody wiped out our checking account and our savings account. I mean, they cleaned us out big time. And so, but what happened was we went to the bank, and we went to the actual bank, and we used the ATM. And so they had one of those things on the ATM at the bank. And so when we stuck our card in there and punched in the code to get some money out, man, that was on a Friday because I had to get my son some money. He was going to a game. And so I said, let me get you some cash because, I don't carry no cash around. And then that was Friday, probably about 4 o'clock, something like that, because he was going to the game about 7. So what happened was I went to Walmart, and then I was going to make a transaction, and the lady was like, "This declined, sir." I was like, "It should be declined. We got money in the bank." She said, "No, sir, it's declined." So I had to use another card, and then when I got home, I asked my wife. I said, "Hey, this ain't no money in the bank." She pulled it up. She was like, "It's ain't no money in the bank." She went to the savings account. Ain't no money in the bank.
Wow.
I was like, oh my goodness. So I called the 800 number. They was giving me the runaround. And then Monday morning, I was there first thing in the morning, and the detective was right behind me because they figured out what was going on. So when I got inside the bank, they already had the money already back in our account. And so, but the reason I'm saying that is because when it's their fault, they put it in quick.
Yeah.
Now I had that to happen to my business and I was using before I got Wise on, really learning the credit game and finance, how everything worked. I was using a business debit card, and they cleaned my clock the same way.
Wow.
And so that was years ago.
Yeah.
And it took them over, let's say, it took them about 3.5 weeks to get my money back. Now, when it's their fault, they'll put that money back right away sometime. But when it's your fault, it may take 3 weeks. It may take a couple of months for them to do the investigation. So, like you said, it's not wise to use debit cards. I would get me a credit card with your business and personal. Make sure you get a credit card because they can easily refund your money. So, Jermaine, we're taking a commercial break. We supposed to took one about 2 minutes ago, but you want to tell us about learn how to reset your credit, unlock your funding?
So, yep. So on the 4-week class, what they'll learn on week 1, they'll learn proper credit reporting structure and factual disputing, evictions, repos, and student loans. Week 2, they'll learn about collection disputes and charge-offs. Week 3, they'll learn about late payments and the inquiry removal. Week 4, that'll be the final week. We'll put it all together, and then we'll learn how to set up their business and go for funding.
Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Every Tuesday in January, 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have the Learn How to Reset Your Credit and Unlock Your Funding. That's what we've been talking about tonight. We kind of shared some of what we've done with our credit, what we've done with some funding, and for $4.99 investment, ladies and gentlemen, you too can learn better ways to do the same thing. You don't have to make the same mistakes we made. You don't have to fall through the same cracks, hit the same potholes that we hit. You can get a better diagram, a better map, a better GPS to getting your credit right where it needs to be, and then also getting the funding. So as you see scrolling across the screen, it says, fix your credit. We're going to help you find the banks, and we're going to help you fund whatever project that you need. So DM10 to 615-538-8475. And tell them how they can get in touch with you, Jermaine.
On my page, Parks Wealth Strategies, they can DM the number 10 or the word 10 on Parks Wealth Strategies. Just DM the word number 10 or the word 10, and there's a link in the bio. You can schedule a call, and we can get you started.
All right. So, Zach, tell us about your Turo in the private rental. We tell people in the community, in our community, that's one of the things that they will be able to learn different things, because we'll be inviting different guests from time to time to show and give them examples of different things that they have done with the funding. So let us hear something about your Turo and your private rental. What's the difference between Turo and then private rental?
Okay, so on Turo, they have a platform, and so you don't really control the customer. So it's, while you're in the platform, you're using their insurance, you're using their marketing. So it's kind of like a marketplace similar to like Amazon. They've done all the marketing, they built the brand, they have the customers already going there, and you just have to optimize your listing and your profile to get bookings. Where on private, you're gonna get probably a higher rate per day, but it is also higher risk, and then you have to do your own promotion. So yeah, that's kind of a disadvantage, because you're not taking advantage of the big powerhouse that they are, and the millions of dollars that they've spent marketing and positioning themselves as a go-to for these clients that would rent your car.
Gotcha. But the big thing is, when you go private, you make more on your rentals, right?
Yeah, the profit is higher, but it's not something that I would start with. It's more of a play that you'd want to transition to. So that's something that, you know, you need to knock out those first rentals. You need to kind of figure out, hey, people are gonna bang your cars up. You kind of got to know how to deal with it. You got to, you know, all these different scenarios that you wouldn't even really think of. Um, you know, it gets very interesting. It's a roller coaster of a ride, but it's if you're a car guy like myself, it definitely is worth pursuing if
Yeah.
you've got the right guidance.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
So before you jump in the ocean, you want to swim in the pool for a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely. You want to see if, you know, that's what you like. And at the end of the day, a lot of people that hop on these Turo or hop on, you know, an Airbnb, you know, when the platforms are first created, it's kind of easy for people to be successful. And a lot of people jump into this, they hear it's easy money or it's a little bit hands off, but you're running a service based business. So you're going to want to give people a 5-star accommodation, you know, and that's what's going to keep them back. That's what's going to, you know, keep your reviews high. And, you know, they have a 5-star rating system. And, you know, the higher you're rated, you're going to show up higher in the listing. So it pays to do the little extra and just, you know, just a little bit, because a lot of people are just out there, you know, putting up they're getting a car, they're putting it up there, and, you know, they're doing the least. And, you know, in a service business, you want to over deliver.
Right.
It's all about service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jermaine, what kind of mindset tips you have for us this evening?
So the mindset tip I have for the day is going to play off of what we've been talking about the whole time. And it goes like this. Starting from now, choose to leave behind the doubt, fear, excuses that held you back. From this moment forward, every step you take is a step towards your vision. It doesn't matter where you were yesterday. What matters is what you do today. The power to change your future begins right now. Don't let it slip away.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Hey, we want to say thank you for our guest, Zach, for coming on
Thank you.
tonight.
Yeah,
Hey,
thanks, Zach.
Thanks for having me on.
Go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
I was just saying thank you for having me on.
No problem,
Yes,
man.
sir.
No problem.
Thank
Definitely.
you. Hey, anytime you want to come on, you just let us know.
For sure.
All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, starting every Tuesday in January, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have learn how to reset your credit, unlock your funding. We're going to have a private group that we're going to put you in. We have 4 weeks. The reason we did 4 weeks every Tuesday of each January is because we want you to have retention. We want you to learn this information. We want you to actually have fun with it. We want you to be in a community. And like Jermaine said last time, everybody in your corner is not in your corner for real, because everybody don't want to grow just like you're trying to grow. You know, you're learning, you're in a financial group and you want to learn how money really works. You want to learn how to get your credit better. Everybody's not want to do that. You know, your family, your coworkers, they say, nah, I'm going to the party. You go ahead and do what you got to do, girl. Or I'm going to binge watch this. You have fun Tuesday night. This is my show. Come on Tuesday. I'm good, girlfriend. So everybody's not ready to get to that next level. So we want to invite you once again, make that $4.99 investment into yourself and your family, because you may be the person in your family tree that just takes everybody to the next level. So once again, thank you all for hanging out there with us. We look forward to seeing you on our next show. Everybody have a good night.
See ya.